Team news-wise, you had issues. We were talking about them after the match at QPR. In the sort of general sense of those issues eased ahead of this match.
No, not necessarily. We are fixing and mending a little bit still. But listen, it's something we're conscious of. It's something we're working hard to rectify. But the focus is mainly on the game tomorrow.
Your initial fears after the match down there were about Clucas and Humphreys. Are they still doubts?
Yeah, they've been up and down a little bit this week, obviously with the amount of games and obviously coming back off the QPR. They are touch and go, so we're still watching the space. But yeah, we've had a couple of bumps and bruises this week, but it's something we'll overcome, we'll adapt, and we'll move forward quite swiftly with it.
Because with Humphreys, there was a fear that it might be slightly more longer term, only maybe a few weeks, but nonetheless longer term. So the fact that he has some kind of chance for tomorrow is perhaps a positive.
Yeah, and that's the thing when, we've had so many players have long-term injuries, this year. I was very aware of that when I came in, and although, physically sometimes they might obviously have recovered from their injury, they're not fit and able to cover the distance that the championship needs, and, you risk losing them for another period. So it's been something we've had to manage. It's been something that we've had to get a hold of more or less straight away just coming in the building. But, it's something that we move forward with in Cameron's situation. Fingers crossed. Obviously it's not as bad as we thought. It was just like you say, the kind of the speed and the energy levels required for the championship from the long-term injury that is obviously had to manage and come back from.
As I glance above my head, it's bouncing down in Sheffield. Have you been able to have a full week on the training pitches this week?
We've adapted to certain things as we are doing. We've managed.
So no, then
we're managing to get by, which is what we're trying to do. Like I said, I could have a million excuses since I've been in the club, but I choose to move forward, to be dead positive, to try and make best of whatever situation it is, whether that's the situation that we're in, the training ground, the squad, whatever it is. It's important that we move forward and positively and put our best foot forward every time we can.
By and large, there were some positives to take out of the match down at Loftus Road last week, not least the start. What's been the kind of key thing addressed this week then for you and the players?
Yeah, the performance levels. I think in the main, the performance levels have been strong for certainly the situation. I think when I came in, we had 67% availability going into Leicester City in the squad in the Championship, which is always a tough ask. But again, you can either choose to kind of make excuses or move forward and try and educate the squad as best we can. And that's no different today. We've got to move forward together. We've got to stay positive, as positive as we can, and look forward all the time to the games that we've got. Saturday being no different to any other, but obviously knowing that it's a really, really strong game for the fans, for the team, for the club. It's something we're really looking forward to. Obviously being a local derby.
So to whom then does this match matter more, or the outcome of this match matter more?
Well, listen, I'm sure both sets, but you want to be on the positive side of winning, don't you? For everything, you know what local derbies bring. It's for the fans. It's for everybody involved with the football clubs. It's the bragging rights. It's everything else. The message to the players, like you say this week. It's nothing else other than looking forward to 3:00 on a Saturday and make sure we give a really strong account of ourselves. On Saturday against a good team, our local rivals. And it's somebody we want to make sure we finish on top of.
Is there a part of you too as well that, keeping tabs on the teams above you? One happens to be Sheffield Wednesday, but hanging on in there.
Yeah, listen, we're more focused on ourselves, to be honest. We're not really concerned about them. More about ourselves. We want to, when that ball moves on Saturday, we want to make sure we win, 99.9% of them duels and 99% of them, on the pitch, off the pitch, with when it matters. We know what local derbies bring. We know the qualities that they bring, but we also know, what it takes to compete and make sure we're, as controlled and as aggressive as we can be in certain areas.
So having, won the rule over them, had them scouted and assessed and all of that, What do you make of Sheffield Wednesday then as an opponent this weekend, and what are their key assets?
Very similar to a lot of Championship clubs. They've gone into the January transfer window and strengthened in real strong areas. Got obviously playing a bit of a lopsided 3-4-3 with attacking onus on certain areas, trying to control the game in the middle of the pitch with obviously Barry and Will. But they've obviously got a few players who used to be here as well. So we certainly wish them well after the game. Certainly not before. But yeah, they're very similar to most Championship teams. They offer real quality of player, but it's up to us really to impose ourselves on the game and ourselves in and around with what we want to do.
There's always this kind of quirk, whether it's Derby related or not, about former players going back to their clubs and scoring. That Michael Smith got a hatful of goals against Sheffield Wednesday and scored a couple last time around. It's funny how these things work in football.
Yeah, it did. I mean, I think I gave Michael his debut when he was a young lad for Gillingham, and he got a couple of goals within that game as well. But great lads. Obviously there's 2 or 3 players who have left our place and now playing at the other side. So, like I said, we certainly won't be wishing them well. Before the game, during the game, we'll wish them well after the game and forward.
Do you enjoy the Derby Day element of a match day then? Whichever derbies you've been involved in playing or managing, coaching.
Absolutely love it.
As you point out, there's always something extra on a day like tomorrow.
Yeah, of course there is. And if you identify that very early, then you'll give a really strong account of yourself, whether that's individually, collectively, know what it means to the fans, know what it means to the football club. Regardless of what position both teams are in, it goes out the window for me tomorrow. We want to kick off at 3:00 and be really adequate in what we do. I'm still a fan myself, really. In retrospect, we all know what it takes to turn up and want your team and will your team to win. I expect our fans will be full of voice tomorrow. Certainly drowning their fans out, and fingers crossed we can do that on the pitch as well.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Liam, when it comes to Derby, is there any change of approach from you, or does the occasion just take care of itself in terms of its importance?
Yeah, I think, listen, you've got to make certain people aware of it in the football club who may not have been here a long time, or may not be around from the area, or possibly not played in a derby before. You need to make sure they understand what it means, and because there's obviously an extra edge, there's an extra element of bragging rights, etc. It's still just as important as any other game. You want to give a good, strong performance because that'll normally lead to results. So yeah, it's a really good game, isn't it, for the area, for both clubs, for both sets of fans. For me, Derby days are all about the fans. Make sure you give them something to cheer for.
Start, Victor, with a quick look back at Saturday and a narrow defeat to QPR. Your reflections on that one?
Yeah, I think it was tough to take. We deserved the 3 points, and then I need to do better on the goals, which is frustrating. But things to put right on Saturday now, so look forward to that game.
I suppose the fact that you acknowledge that shows how high a standard you've set for yourself, not just this season, but seasons gone past as well. Yeah. I mean, I want to be the person everyone can rely on, and then when you let yourself and your team down a bit, it's not the best feeling. But like I said, you can't really dwell on it too much. I had a couple of days where I look back on it and realise what I've done wrong, and then it's time to put things right now on Saturday. In terms of a game to try and put things right, Sheffield Wednesday, one that you'll know how much it means to the fans. I suppose that's a good clean slate for you.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's a brilliant game to play in, and it's going to be a big crowd, and we know what it means to ourselves and the fans. So we can't. Yeah, like I said, if we need to move on, and then we put things right on Saturday. That's what we want to do.
Talking about putting things right, there was obviously the game at Hillsborough that we've tried to forget earlier on in the season. Is this group really keen to try and atone for that and put things right this week?
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, it was a heartbreaking day, really. Everything about it, and we don't want to feel like that again. And we want to give back to the fans what they've gave us all season. Stuck by us, and even show the QPR show, and like we got a few fans down there with us, which helped. And like I said, we want to give back to them as well as to us and put things right.
You've been at the club a couple of years now. You know how much this fixture particularly means to Rotherham United fans, and it's been a tough season so far. But you're involved in the COVID win at Hillsborough, and I suppose you kind of know what this kind of gravitas it carries.
Yeah, massively. I know it's what everyone speaks about. Really, we want to beat Sheffield Wednesday. That's what's, is top on everyone's list at the moment. And yeah, we just want to get that kick off straight away. Like, we just want to get going.
You've gone a long way to writing your own name into Rotherham United folklore. It's usually the goal scorers in these kind of games that get all the credit, but to save a last minute penalty, to make a few important saves, is that kind of the way that you look at this one?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I want to do well. I want to be that sort of what everyone can rely on, and hopefully I can show that again on Saturday.
In terms of a game that could kind of help lift the place, I know you still believe in as a group of players, but this one's really one that could give you a boost, isn't it? If you can get the result.
Yeah, it's a massive momentum swing. I think it will give us a great belief, and like I said, everyone's up for it. Everyone's up for the challenge, and we had a good training session today, which implements what we're going to do on Saturday. So we really look forward to it.
You very modestly already spoken about Queen's Park Rangers and perhaps where you could have done better there, but your own form again this season has been excellent. How have you kind of looked back on it so far? Yeah,
I think, to be fair, on Saturday, I think the whole team did really well. I think that's the last couple of games we've been really, really together, and we just need to string the whole performance sort of where everyone's lasting for 90 minutes and everyone's together for 90 minutes. And I think QPR was a great showing of that. Even though we went 2-1 down, we kept fighting and kept trying to go forward, which was really good to see. Like I said, we just need to find a bit of a momentum swing.
You're one of those players that does get your arm around people, that does give a high five as a good block or a last minute clearance. I suppose that fight is still really clear for everyone to see.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we want to do. We love playing football, every single one of us, and we want to have good performances. And like I said previously, the last couple of games we've shown better signs, if you like, and we're just gonna keep building on that, and then hopefully the results will come.
You've touched on the signs. What is it, do you think, this weekend will be the key things to try and get a result against Sheffield Wednesday?
Just hard work. I think hard work and determination. I think the crowd will play a massive part for us as well, getting behind us, and we're just putting things right from the last time we played them.
And as someone that's come to really love Rotherham United, are you looking forward to playing in front of a packed out ASCL New York Stadium, both home and away?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, it's the best sort of games to play in. We just really want to win. We really want to win, and I think the fans feels like that as well. So it's going to be a good sort of full day of emotions, and it'll be a good game to play in.
Final one, do you think the rest of the dressing room's aware of what it means to the Miller supporters? The gaffer managed to get that across as well?
Yeah, we got it in the meeting this morning, and I think everyone remember who was here when we played them at Hillsborough. I don't think it needs to say that much. It's a local derby, that's all you really need to know about it.